So to start out, firstly, I'm going to reiterate what we talked about the last two sessions, which was setting up that data, which I think you pretty much done mastered it by now because you hit me up this week. Do you have anything more complex? Yeah, you finna get some more complex work, sir. But so I think you pretty much mastered that. But the objectives for this week are joins, subqueries, and string functions and case statements. So we got 4 this week. Remember, when we're retrieving data, we are selecting from your table. We're inserting records into the table, insert into table name, updating the table, update table name, set that column to your updated value where that condition is met, delete from this table where this condition is met. Those are called conditions. And all 4 of these make up what we refer to as the DML languages, which is that data manipulation language. Hey, Kerrigan, which is that data manipulation language. So the first line of business that we have is string functions. So string functions essentially fall into that category of like that ETL, that data transformation lane. When you get in a data transformation, it does exactly what it sounds like. You're transforming that data to fit whatever concept or whatever outline you would like it to fit to. So when we get into manipulating those string functions, and also note that, remember, a string is essentially like your data, that data type. When I say make it a string, you have to put those 2 quotes beside it because you make it a string. So when I say manipulating that string, yeah, because it's a string, it's a data type.
Okay.
So string functions are essentially like that built-in function, and is used to it's used on like a string text or the data type, and they really support like the data manipulation and the data transformation. So when you get into string functions, you essentially are manipulating the data. So there's a lot of different string functions, but the one that we're going to focus on for our session is concat, upper, and lower. And the purpose of utilizing those string functions is when you get the data and your data source is, let's say that you go on a website, or you're on a website and you key in your data. That data that you're keying in as a user goes to somebody's database. So when you have data that's from multiple sources, that data can come in all kind of ways. It's not structured. So your job, one of your jobs, hey Yolanda, one of your jobs as an analyst or analytic professional is to make that data structured, keep it organized, keep it together. String functions help support that. So here we have concatenate. Concatenate is essentially when you take 2 columns and you push them together. Let's say I have a column with first name. Let's say I got a column with last name. I want my output to have first name and last name in the same cell. Concatenate is when you push them both together. Concatenate is also used in Excel. And I think Power BI, does Power BI use concatenate? I'm not sure. Off the rip, I'm not 100% sure, but for sure Excel. And it's essentially if I take this data and I take this data and I push them together and I want them together, we can do the same thing within SQL as well. Upper is when you make your text all uppercase. Lower is when you can make your text all lowercase. And that is in the event that like you get data from a outside source and the data is super messy, is not consistent, and you want your data to be structured in a consistent manner. That's when you will use upper or lower. But those string functions, when you manipulate string functions, you are literally manipulating the values in each of those columns. So that.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
For the select upper and lower,
Mm-hmm.
why is the word in quotations the opposite?
Because
Like upper, lowercase, and for lower, and uppercase.
okay, good question. Because it's showing you that this is the data from that table. So it's showing you that it's already lowercase, so you're gonna make it upper.
Okay.
Like this one is already uppercase, and you're gonna make it lower.
Okay.
So that's what it's showing you. So to start out, string functions was that's like I would say the easy part of the night. So we're gonna start out with it. So go to your database. Was everybody able to connect to their VM?
I'm connected now.
I'm gonna try now.
Yolanda, Trina, Kerrigan, the objectives tonight are string functions, joins, case statements, and subqueries.
Okay.
Concatenate the patient first name and last name. Remember the first thing you have to do is some data investigation to figure out which table houses that data and which columns are appropriate for answering that question. So the data investigation, and then now you answer the question with that concatenation. I'm also going to put up the syntax for that concatenation function.
Larita, I have when I pulled up the management studio, the Microsoft thing, it's saying it was automatically closed during the installation of an update. It has 4 files, and it's asking me if I want to recover or do not recover.
Do not recover. You write your own code.
Okay.
Tell them people no. Say, I got this.
All right. Now I'm officially all the way.
Yep. Go to your healthcare system database. And that's the system that we're going to start out with tonight. And I want you to concatenate the patient first name and the last name. So do your data investigation and figure out which table houses that data and formulate your syntax to combine those two fields. This is the syntax for it. All right, now, were you able to connect Einen?
Yeah, I'm in.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So we're in a healthcare system database. Also, remember that when you concatenate, we are creating a new column. So that is why it has the fields or the column names. These are actually the column names. And you have to say as whatever your updated column is. And then expand it. And then expand your tables right here. And then do some data investigation. Right click your table, select your top 1,000 rows. Do some data, or either you can select your top 1,000 rows, or you can expand the columns like this to see which tables and which columns answer that question.
For patients?
Yep. And I'm going to actually walk y'all through this because I just noticed something with this example. So with this example, in your concatenate syntax, we're pulling the actual columns. So pull the actual column names that you are concatenating. Select, because we always are selecting. We are selecting. Concat is your function. Your first column name, comma. You got to put a comma between each column. Your second column name. Close your parentheses. As whatever your updated column name is. And if somebody want to walk through it or have any questions, you're more than welcome to. And I'm going to also show y'all another trick as well with it.